How are you guys? Let's just wait a few minutes for everyone to get in here and then we'll get started. And it will also give me a chance to do a card check. It's a new deck, so we're checking to make sure all the cards are there. We're checking to make sure there are no blemishes, there are no marks, there's nothing that makes it look abnormal. And we are also spreading the cards far enough that the cameras can see. And we usually do this when we open up a game or when we're changing a deck. So get in there, ask me some questions. As you notice, it's not roulette today. If you take a look, see, we have 3-card poker. Oh, Tom. You are so awesome, Tom. Thank you. So if you guys don't know, we're doing 3-card poker today. And we are doing 3-card poker at the request of Tom. And Tom was so freaking gracious to start us off with a super chat. Thank you so, so much, Tom. You're so cool. So we got 3-card poker here for you, Tom. If you have any questions, if you need anything, if you want me to go over anything, I will totally do that for you. This layout has actually been in storage since the last time I did the video, so it's really wrinkly and everything. And I didn't do a change of the layout, so that's why it's wrinkled. It's because I don't have the layout stretched. So, as we get started, like I said, put your questions in here. If you have any questions for 3-card poker, we're going to do a funny thumbnail, nice thumbnail. So let's see, what would be a good thumbnail? Hey, Xavier. Oh, I miss you too. You're so awesome. Super love. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to do a thumbnail real quick, and then I'll get to your comments. So how about this? Okay, hopefully that looks good. We'll see. So let's see here. Nah, that didn't look good. I didn't like that. I hate doing these like thumbnails. They're so annoying, and I can never think of like new stuff to do. Okay, that should be good for a thumbnail. Nicole, I'm so sorry you had to go through a couple of those thumbnails before you got the one we're going to use. So Tom says, I have never played 3-card poker before, and I wanted to learn as much as I can before I go into a casino in 2 months for my birthday. Oh, cool. Happy early birthday. I hope you have fun for your birthday. You probably have so much planned and everything. That's going to be really, really awesome. So yeah, we'll go over 3-card poker real quick. I'll explain to you how to play the game. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll throw little tidbits of information on how to deal the game as well. And we'll run through the game a few times. And hopefully you will understand this by the time we're done with the live stream. So the first thing we're going to focus on is betting. 3-card poker, you have 2 different bets that you normally do. Actually, 3 different bets. So the first bet is the pair plus. And you could put the bet specifically on the pair plus, and this is its own separate bet. And that's why pair plus is yellow and the ante and the play are orange. They're different colors because they're different bets. So the pair plus could be any amount between the table minimum and maximum. And the pair plus is just betting that you are going to get a pair or higher on your 3 cards that you're dealt. You're not betting against the dealer. You're not betting against any of the other players. You're just betting that you're going to get a pair or higher. The second bet that you have to make is the ante and the play. Now, the ante and the play have to be the same amount. So if you put $10 in the ante, then you're going to have to put $10 on the play. Normally, how you would start this off is you would put $10 on the ante. You would get your cards. If you like your cards and you want to continue, then you would take your 3 cards, put them on the play, like so, and then put the $10 on top of the cards. And like I said, the $10 has to match the ante. And this is the second bet. Now what this bet is doing is you're just betting against the dealer. Not any of the other players, it's just you and the dealer. And you're betting that you're going to get a higher poker hand than the dealer. out of those 3 cards that you were dealt. And then the third possible bet that you could do is the ante and the play all together, and then the pair plus. So those 2 bets combined makes your third bet, and you can play all 3 of them at once. However, this does make the game a little deceiving. And the reason why is because you go up to a table and you see it's a $5 minimum table, but you're not actually betting $5 minimum. Your minimum bet is $15 if you play all 3 bets. If you play just the pair plus, then yes, you could do $5 minimum, but it would only be the pair plus. If you did the ante and the play, then that would be a $10 minimum. And if you did all 3, it would be a $15 minimum. So it's a little not clear when you sit down at the table exactly what the minimum is. Cool, awesome. I cannot pronounce your name. I'm really awful at pronouncing names, and I know I'm going to butcher it, and I don't want to butcher it. But I'm so freaking happy that you got a summer job as a table game dealer. That is so cool. I'm so happy my videos were able to help you. If you have any questions at all during the summer as you're being a casino game dealer, feel free to email me at heather@vegas-aces.com, and I'll help you out. Cool. Congrats. Yay. So everyone, if you want to do a little interactive thing, tell Malik congratulations on his new summer job. Yay! And we'll get a little fan interaction going here. Hey, Fun and Games. Nice to see you. Yay! Everybody's in here. Okay, so we did that, and I showed you how to make the bets. Now let's see here. Okay, so in Las Vegas, now this is different at different locations. In Las Vegas, you are allowed to play the pair plus by itself. That is totally acceptable, and you are allowed to do that. However, in Louisiana and some California casinos, what they do is they make the ante and the play mandatory, and then the pair plus is an optional side bet. So it depends on what casino you're at. So just be aware that when you're sitting down at the table and you just want to play $5 minimum, at some casinos, especially in Louisiana and California, they do make you play both the ante and the play. So it is actually more like $10 minimum instead of $5 minimum. Yay! Cool. Let's see here. So I had someone ask, actually, let me explain this to you real quick. So let's say we have $10 on a pair plus and $10 on the ante, and I'm giving out the cards, and this player gets 3 cards, and we don't know what those 3 cards are, and they put $10 on top of it, and they don't even look. Now, this is totally acceptable to do. What this is called is blind. You are making a blind bet, or it's blind betting, and it means that you're betting on a hand that you haven't seen, or it's blind. So there is no I had someone ask me if there's a benefit to this. There is no benefit to this at all. The whole reason why people do this is to make the game more interesting and to put a little bit more risk factor in there. So that way they're just going with whatever they get, and if they get a bad hand, then they're hoping that the dealer doesn't qualify. There's no real benefit to it. It just makes the game a little more fun. But that's what blind betting is. So let's see what this guy had. We did a blind bet for him. We'll see what this guy has. This guy actually did pretty good. He had a pair of aces, so he would have won. So that was awesome. Let's see. Now let's go over a couple hands, and then we will we'll go over what, 3 hands, 4 hands? What do you say? We'll do 3 hands. And that way you guys can see how the game is played. So we'll do $10 pair, $10 ante. Let's do 25 here, and we'll do 100 here. That'll make it interesting. So I don't have a shuffle machine. Normally the dealer would have a shuffle machine. If that's the case, the dealer would do a simple single deck shuffle, which would be a riffle, strip riffle. And then they would deal the game by hand. And I know some people have asked, oh, well, when you deal this game and you don't have a machine, do you deal 1 card, 1 card, 1 card, 1 card, like you would with blackjack? And no, that's not how you would deal the hand. What you would do is you would give each player 3 cards individually. So we would not go 1, 1, 1 like blackjack. Instead, what we would do is 1, 2, 3 for this player, 1, 2, 3 for this player, and so on. Now, I just want to point out, if you are on a table that has a machine and you pick up the cards from the machine, when you deliver the cards, normally you just do a little spread like that. So you take the cards and you do a little spread, and that shows the cameras that there are 3 cards. When you're dealing it by hand, it's good to do it this way because, again, you're showing the camera that there are 3 cards there. And since I just explained blind to you, what we're going to do is we're going to have all of these people play blind. Actually, we'll just have the 2 high ones play blind. For this one, we'll look, and then for the next hand, I'll look. So that way I can explain surrender to you later. But for the $5 bet, ooh, this is good. We have a 6, a 7, and an 8. So this hand has a straight. So that's awesome. They really want to play that straight. So they're going to put their hand down right there. And since they have a $10 ante, they're going to put a $10 play on top of it. So now everyone has a bet on their play that matches their ante. And once the dealer sees all that, we know that we can continue on with the hand. Let's see. We got some really great activity in the chat. Let's see. Anyone going to E3 this year? If you're going to E3, they're talking about that in the chat. Go ahead and talk with them. Do you shuffle the deck after every hand? Yes. Before you start dealing every hand, you would shuffle the deck. So that way you're playing with one deck every single hand. So yes, you would shuffle it after every hand. And yeah, it's really good to practice at home too. If you have any questions, like I said, feel free to email me, heather@vegas-aces.com. Thank you, Joe. I really appreciate that. And thank you so, so much for watching. You are so awesome. So Slot Shot asks, is it better to sit on the first position at the table? Really, it only depends on the player. It depends on what you're trying to accomplish. If you're on 3-card poker and you're sharing cards where you're looking at everybody's cards, possibly, but other than that, it would just be personal preference whether you do first or third. It's not exactly like blackjack, and that's just because each player is playing individually and you don't really get a choice of what happens afterwards. You pretty much are stuck with the cards that you have, and so position doesn't really matter in this game. If anyone disagrees with me, put it in the comments. We'll have a discussion about it. Let's see. Okay, so we are going to go on. So everybody has their cards and everybody has their bet. And after that, the dealer is going to reveal their cards. Now, what we're looking for is to see if the dealer qualifies. If the dealer has the queen or higher, the dealer qualifies. If the dealer has a jack or lower, they do not qualify. I have a pair of 3s, so my pair of 3s qualify. And because of that, we're going to play, when we're doing the take and pay procedure, we're going to do it a little bit differently. I will show you one hand where I don't qualify, so that way you can see what we're doing. Ooh, with the $100 hand where he has $100 on each spot, he has the ace, a king, and a 9. No matching suits, no nothing. So basically this guy has an ace high. It's still a pretty good hand, ace king. He probably would have played it if he hadn't done it blind. However, my pair of 3s beat his ace king. So unfortunately, he loses all $300. That was not a good hand for him. The guy that has $25 up and he put 25 on each bet, he has a king 8-3. Still a decent hand. However, it's not going to beat the pair of 3s that I have. So unfortunately, he loses all 3 of his bets as well. Now, when you're doing the take and pay procedure for this game, the ante and the play, remember, it's your hand against the dealer's hand. So whoever wins that wins the hand. Now, if you look down here, you're going to see the bonus payouts. For the ante, there's a bonus payout where if you get a straight or higher, you get a bonus. I just want to point out that if you get a straight or higher, you get that bonus whether you win or lose. So if he lost, if he had a straight and my straight was bigger, or if I had a bigger hand, then he would lose, but he would still get paid that ante bonus. And then same thing for the pair plus. You would get paid for what your hand is and not whether you won or lost against the dealer. So this guy who's betting $25 lost all of his money because he had a king high. And now we're going on to this dude. This guy has the straight. Awesome. So obviously a straight beats a pair. So he wins in all of them. Now, the play and the ante get paid 1-to-1 because his hand beat my hand. So 1-to-1 right here. Now remember how I was telling you about the ante bonus? If you get a straight or higher, you get an ante bonus. You get the ante bonus no matter what. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. You still get that bonus. This guy is lucky and he won. So he's still, either way he gets the ante bonus, but he won, so that's a good thing. If he lost, he would still get the ante bonus, but he would not get the 1-to-1. I probably just confused the shit out of you guys. Anyway, we're going on. Pair plus, he has a straight. The straight pays 6-to-1. He has $10 out. That means he would get paid $60 for that. That was a very nice hand for him. Okay, and then we move on to the next round. And let me take a look at the comments real quick, see what you guys are saying. Yeah, I'm a big gamer too, Tom. I love watching that. Love watching anything video game related. Where did I get this table? Quark Tripod wants to know where I got this table. I got this table, oh geez, 8 years ago. I got this table 8 years ago, and I bought this at Spinetti's. Now, there's actually a story that goes with this table. I'll tell you guys real fast while I'm shuffling. I had a table before that. I used to work at the Gold Coast, and one of my coworkers was a friend, and he gave me his blackjack table. So when I was starting off Vegas Aces, I was going to use the blackjack table that my friend gave me. So I had it in storage. I went to storage to go pick it up, and someone had broken into my storage unit, taken all of my stuff, and the owners of the storage unit, instead of notifying me about it, they took my unit and sold it to someone else and had them making payments on it. So these people had their crap in there, making payments on my storage unit, and I was making payments on my storage unit, and my stuff had been stolen. And I didn't know that. I was so mad at these people. So what happened was nobody did anything. It was like 6 months prior, so the cops couldn't do anything. I believe the people who own the I hate to say this, but it's true. I think the people that own the storage unit, I think they had something to do with it. I think they're the ones that might have stolen it or something, because if you see that one of your units is broken into and all this stuff is stolen, you would tell them and not just like rent it out to someone else. Anyway, so my table was stolen. Long story short. And so because of that, I had this whole insurance claim and everything, and I had to file a police report, and it was such BS and everything. And so with the insurance money that I got from that, I got this nice table. And it wasn't just my blackjack table that was stolen. It was my grandmother's stuff. My grandmother had just passed away, so all of her items were stolen. We had a bed frame that my grandfather had carved by hand from wood that was stolen. The washer and dryer that I had in there for my grandmother's was stolen. Like pretty much everything that I got from my grandmother when she passed away, I had to put in the storage unit because I didn't have room for it. And then I put some other stuff in the storage unit too, and everything was stolen. So I got a insurance check from that, and with that insurance check, I bought this table. And that's basically the story of me getting this table. That's how I got this table. And this table is a lot bigger and a lot nicer than the table I had before. But yeah, so there you go. That's the story. Let's see here. Okay, you guys are talking a lot in the chat. That's awesome. I'm not going to reply to everything, but I am reading all of the comments. Hey, thank you. Oh yeah, new tote bags. Thank you for reminding me. So you might have seen that on social media. We got new tote bags for the casino, or not the casino, for the company. So if you like them, if you want them, feel free to send me an email and I'll have one made for you. But we were doing some testing on it, and that's the prototype for the tote bags. So let me know what you think. If you like it, we'll make more and we'll sell it. And if not, maybe we'll do something different. I don't know, but that was just something that we were trying out. Let's see. Awesome. Yeah, definitely link into that. Yeah, don't be sorry. I mean, life happens, stuff happens. It's, that's just how life is. Okay, so let's continue. So this guy has $10 on each bet, and he has a 9, a 5, and a 3, and none of it is suited. So this is not a good hand. A 9, 5, 3, that's a really, really awful hand. So most people, what they would do is they would surrender the hand. Now, you could surrender one of two ways. You could take your hand, and I got to be a player here, so let me go around to the player side real quick. So in order to surrender your hand, you would take your cards, and you would either push your bet and your cards over like that, or what you would do is you would take your cards and you would toss them in, and the dealer would know that you're surrendering. So let's say that they toss the cards in and they surrender, and I pick up their money. They just lost $20, and now they don't have to play the hand. So that's what a surrender is. Now this guy, we upped his bet a little bit. Instead of $25 for the ante, the play and the pair plus, we're doing $50 each, so he upped his bet a little bit. And let's see what we got for him. He has a 9 of diamonds, he has a 6 of spades, oh, and a jack of diamonds. Now this one is hard because he has $50 up already. So does he put an extra 50 up and hope that I don't qualify and then he could push, or does he just surrender all $100 and lose all that money? What would you guys do if you had the choice? I'm going to read some of the comments. I know chemin de fer. I've never dealt chemin de fer in the casino, but I do know chemin de fer. So if you have any questions, I can help you with it. I just have never dealt that game in the casino. Fun and games, answering your question. A tote bag, it's like a canvas bag. It's like a shopping bag. So that's what tote is. It's not toke bag, it's tote bag with a T, not a K. I know it's Las Vegas, I know it's legal now, but not what I was talking about. Let's see. Slot shot, yeah, typically the pay table for pair plus is pretty standard, although you are going to see some different pay tables. Not all pay tables are the same, and I have a good example of that. So in Las Vegas, the house edge on pair plus is 7.28%, and this is due to the odds of Las Vegas, since Las Vegas offers odds such as a straight flush paying 40 to 1, a 3 of a kind paying 30 to 1, a straight paying 6 to 1, and a flush paying 3 to 1. That's what the typical odds are in Las Vegas. Now, if you go to Great Britain, the house edge is 2.0%. And the house edge on the pair plus is 2.7%. And this is because of their odds that they offer. So in Great Britain, the odds of a 3 of a kind is 33 to 1, a straight flush is 35 to 1, a normal straight pays 6 to 1, and a flush pays 4 to 1. So that's actually a really, really good question. I'm glad you asked that. Now, what are we doing with this hand? Are we keeping it or are we surrendering it? Tell me in the comments. Play it! Play it! Okay, we'll play it. That sounds good to me. So we are going to play that for $50. Now for the $100 hand. We have an ace, a king, and a four. Now it all looks black, so it looks like it's a good hand, but unfortunately it's not suited. So it's really an ace, king high. And an ace, king is a pretty good hand to have on 3-card poker, so we're going to keep that and play 100. Let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. No, the tote bags are not on the website yet. It's actually just a prototype. I'm not sure what I'm doing with it yet. If once I get a design that I love, that I know we're going to use, then I'll put it up on the website. But right now I'm doing a lot of changes on the website. So we just changed the website from HTTP to HTTPS. I just spent the last week doing that. I also included a bunch of like back-end developer stuff for the website, and I spend like most of my week doing that as well. But now at least it should be easier for Google to find the website. Let's see. But yeah, so once I do get an approved design, I will put that up on the website. Would anyone buy that? Just a quick question. Would anyone buy like those tote bags that you saw on social media? I'd love to know. Folding means that you're surrendering. So folding means that you give up the hand and you're losing the money and you don't want to play the hand. And folding is basically the same thing as surrender. Okay, so we got my cards for the dealer's cards. And the dealer's cards are a queen of hearts, a 7 of diamonds, and a 2 of hearts. So I got a queen high, which means I qualify. And since I qualify, that means I'm playing against the players. This guy has an ace, a king, and a 4, so he did really good. His ace king is higher than my queen 7, and because of that, he wins. So since he wins, he is going to win 1-1 on the play in the ante, because the play in the ante, you're betting against the dealer, you're not betting against any of the other players. And since his ace king was higher than my queen 7, his hand beat my hand, so he wins that. So he gets paid 1-1. He does not get an ante bonus because he does not have a straight or higher, and he loses the pair plus because he does not have a pair or higher. Remember, the pair plus, you're just betting that you're going to have a pair or higher, and that is it. So if you get a high card, you automatically lose the pair plus because you have to have a pair or higher. So this guy did pretty good. He lost 100 here, but he won 200 here, so he's up 100 for the hand. That was a good hand for him. This guy has a jack, a 9, and a 6. He does not qualify. Because I qualify and I beat his hand, he loses all 3 bets. That's a bummer. Hopefully he'll do better on the next hand. Yeah, they have the same odds in Nigeria. Nigeria. Oh, geez, I'm doing good. Woohoo! So they have the same odds in Niagara Falls, Canada, as they do in London. Awesome. Oh my God, I totally just butchered that. We are so doing good today. Okay, so we're gonna put this guy back up for $100 each. This guy needs a little more money because he lost all of his money, and we're gonna make it $50 per spot again. So he has 50 on pair plus, 50 on ante. And this guy, he's losing some money. We're going to give him some money, but we're going to do the minimum bet. So we're going to do $5 on pair plus and $5 on ante. And now we are on to another round. So let's see here. We are going to do the $5 one first. And this guy has a queen, a 9, and a 7, and none of them are suited. He has a queen high. Queen 9 is like the minimum you would want to play with. It's like the lowest hand that actually is a good hand. So we're going to play with it. So queen 9, 7, you are a player or a winner. I don't know. We'll see. This next one is the $50 hand. He has a 9 of diamonds, a 2 of spades, oh, and a 10 of hearts. He does not have a qualifying hand. We're probably going to fold that. Unless you guys tell me otherwise, I think I'm going to fold that. I'm going to look at the comments real quick. I'm going to give you guys a second to talk to me. A 10, 9, 2. I think we'll fold. What do you think? Let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. What happens if the player and the dealer don't qualify? Okay, so I'll do that on the next hand, and we'll set up the hand so that way you can see exactly how that works. Ha! My dogs are doing good. Pip is over there, and I just washed and shaved her, so she's like a brand new dog. I could show you to her, or I could show you her here in a minute or two. And Scooter's sleeping. Scooter's always sleeping. Fold? Bennett? Okay, we'll fold. We'll totally fold it. So the player is folding. They're pushing their cards towards the dealer. They're pushing their bets towards the dealer. The dealer is going to take the bets and lock it up in the rack and then take their cards, and they are not playing the hand. So this guy, $100 bet, he has an ace, a 4, and a 4. So that's awesome. He has a pair of 4s. We're going to stay with that hand. That hand is pretty good. So he's going to put the cards in the square, put $100 on top of it because the $100 has to match the ante. And then we're going to move on to the dealer's cards. So the dealer has a jack, an 8, and a 6. Okay, this is good. We haven't done this yet. So a jack, 8, 6 means that the dealer does not qualify. So what happens when the dealer does not qualify? We'll go to this guy first. He has a pair of 4s. Now, when the dealer does not qualify, the ante and the play are always going to be the same, no matter what. The play is always going to push, and the ante is always going to win 1-1. So play, push, ante, win 1-1. The pair plus depends on if you have a pair or higher. This guy has a pair of 4s, so he's actually going to get paid on the pair plus. So that was a good hand for him. Now this guy, he had a queen, 9, 7, so he barely qualified. So what's going to happen with him is the same thing. He pushes on the play, he wins 1-1 on the ante, and because he does not have a pair or higher, he loses the $5 on the pair plus. So that hand is actually more like a push for him. Now, we're going to go back to Tom's question, which is what happens if the player does not qualify and the dealer does not qualify. So let's just say, for example, that this guy had a 9, a 5, and a 7. Not a qualifying hand. And he had $5 on the pair plus, $5 on the ante, $5 on the play. This guy does not qualify. The dealer does not qualify. What happens? Okay, so the play and the ante are going to get paid or pushed the same no matter what. It doesn't matter if you have a losing hand or if your hand is lower than my hand or whatever. If the dealer does not qualify, the play always pushes and the ante always wins 1-1. So that's what always happens. Now, obviously, you don't qualify, which means you don't have a pair plus or higher, so you would lose the pair plus. So if the dealer doesn't qualify, it doesn't matter what hand you have, the play always pushes, the ante always wins 1-1, and the pair plus depends on whether you have a pair plus it depends on whether you have a pair or higher. So I hope I answered your question, Tom. Let me know. Let's see. What was the coolest place someone came from to gamble at a casino? I don't know. I've had players from all around the world. So when you say the coolest place, like the first thing that goes to my mind is Alaska, Iceland, Russia, places that are really, really cold. That's just the first thing that my mind goes to. But as far as cool as in like interesting, when you're a dealer in Las Vegas, you literally see people all around the world, from everywhere. So, yeah, I mean, pretty much pick a place and you probably had a player be there. And it's really cool because you get to talk to these people and talk about their experiences and what it's like to live there. And that's just one of the really, really awesome things about being a casino dealer in Las Vegas is because you meet people all around the world and you get to talk to them. Let's see. What is the biggest single bet you have ever taken, and which game was it? Biggest single bet. I think that would be the guy who's playing $25,000 a hand and then he would double and he would split. So I think the most was he split, and it was 3 times. It wasn't even all the way to the 4th time. It was only 3 times. So I guess that's $75,000 for one hand. He would do $25,000 a hand. Sometimes he would double down. That would be $50,000, and then he would give me a $5,000 tip, which was really cool. So I would think that would be the one. And the thing about that kid was he was like literally a kid. He was like 22, 23 years old, and he was playing with his father's money. So that was just insane to me. That just blew my mind. I will get back to the comments here in a second. We're going to continue real quick. So I've dealt out the cards. Everyone has their cards. The $5 guy, what he got was a king, an 8, and a 4. A king's pretty good. A king's a qualifying hand, so we're going to play with that. We're going to put the cards into play, put $5 on top. Since he has an ante for 5, we want to put 5 on the play. And we're going to continue on with the hands. The guy that plays 25 a hand, he lowered his bet. He was doing 50, now he's back down to 25. So he has 25 on each one. And he has, oh, this is awesome, a 6, a 7, and an 8. So he has a straight. That is so cool. Oh, but here's the thing. Okay. So if you are a dealer, keep this in mind. Don't congratulate someone on a winning hand. For example, like this. This is a great example. When, say, he was playing $50 or $75 per bet, and he lost and he lost and he lost, and then he lowered it to $25, and then he finally got a winning hand. If the dealer says, oh, hey, good job, congratulations, nice job, you won on that hand, you're going to piss that player off. Because he's going to be like, why are you congratulating me? I've been losing. I had $50 up there. I lowered it to 25, and now I get a winning hand. So, yeah, just be careful of that. If you're a dealer, just be very mindful of the player's betting history and how they've been doing, if they've been winning or losing. Because then if you congratulate them at a bad time, they'll get mad at you. And, yeah, not a good thing. So something to keep in mind. Anyway, so this guy has a straight, so we're obviously playing with a straight. And now on to the guy with the $100. So the guy with the $100 has the worst hand you could possibly imagine. It's a 5, 4, and a 2. That is so horrible. That is so, so awful. I know he has $200 up there, but we are not playing with that hand. So he is tossing his cards in, and he is giving up on that hand. He is losing $200 while he does it, but okay, I'm going to look at your comments real quick. What are you guys saying? Okay, bye Slot Shot. Thanks for coming by and saying hi and seeing the video. Appreciate it. Tom says, have you ever been in a situation where a player's been so drunk you didn't want to deal with him for the fear of their safety? Or I have a lot of drunk stories. I have so many drunk stories, we would literally be here for like 6 hours. That's how many drunk stories I have. I will tell you 1 or 2 drunk stories, but let me check out the comments real quick. Yay, Vadex, you showed up. Hi, glad you made it. Awesome. Yes, Corks, I have met a crooked dealer. Yes, that's another story. Oh, Tom, you need to be leaving. That stinks. Okay, Tom, since you're going to have to leave soon, if you have any more questions, make sure you put them in the comments since we're doing the 3-card poker for you. So I want to make sure I answer all of your questions before you go. No, Vadix, we're going to do roulette again. It's just I'm doing 3-card poker today because Tom asked me to. So today it's 3-card poker. Maybe I'll do maybe I'll do roulette later. We'll see. Actually, I need to talk with you guys about that. Yay! Thank you for the tie. Okay, so we're going to go on. First things first, the live stream next week. So I've been doing roulette live streams. I'm doing 3-card poker live stream today. What am I doing for the live stream next week? Well, the live stream next week is going to be very interesting. I'm going to VidCon. Oh, it's not next week. It's on, what is that? The 21st. So on June 21st is the next live stream. And for that live stream, I'm going to be in VidCon in LA. And so we're going to have a live stream at VidCon. And I could show you around, and I could show you the people there, and I can answer your questions, and that kind of a thing. So that's what we're doing for the next live stream. And then the live stream after that, I'm not sure. Maybe we'll go back to roulette. Let me know if you want me to do a specific table, and I will do that for you. We're going to continue on. So the dealer has an ace, a 10, and a 9. No suits, nothing like that. They don't match. So it's just ace high. So I qualify. So we're going to see what happens. So an ace, a 10, and a 9. This guy has a straight. So his straight beats my 9. His straight beats my ace, 10, and 9. So he wins the hand. He gets paid 1-to-1 on the play and the ante because his hand beat my hand. And because he has a straight or higher, he's going to get an extra $25 on that bonus. I want to point out something real quick to the dealers. When you're paying this, always pay the bonus first and then pay the ante. That's typically how you're supposed to do it. If you pay the ante first and then the bonus, technically that's not the correct way of doing it. So just so you know, pay the bonus first and then the ante. And then he has a straight. So for the pair plus, I could talk today, I swear. He gets paid 6-to-1. So what is 6 times 25? Well, that might seem like it's really hard math, but it's actually not. What we're going to do is we're looking at the units. So he is 1 unit up, and it pays 6-to-1, and he already has that 1 unit up. That means we just pay him 6 chips. So you put 3 and 3, that pays 6, and it pays him the correct amount, and then you don't have to do any math, like 6 times 25. So, yay, there you go. Now, to answer Tom's question about drunk people, lots of stories about drunk people. God, I seriously have so many freaking stories about drunk people, it's not even funny. I have stories about drunk people. For example, this one guy was so wasted. He started off with $20 one night. He did everything wrong. He split tens. He stayed on a 5. He hit on a 20. I mean, everything you could possibly do wrong, he did wrong. And he ended up winning like $18,000. There was another drunk guy where he was so drunk, he was actually passed out on the table. And the floorman's like, keep playing. I'm like, the dude's passed out. What do you mean keep playing? He's like, no. The guy's a regular. We know him. He's here every night. He got mad at us last time, so just keep playing and he'll be fine with it. Okay. So I played by the book and I played his hand, and he actually won like $5,000, and he was completely wasted the entire time and was out of it and did not even see that. So he woke up to $5,000. That was interesting. So yeah, lots of drunk stories. I could go on forever. Let's see. Oh, that's what it was. I had one dealer who was a roulette dealer, and he could actually hit any number he wanted to on the roulette wheel. And he would do that. He would have a player come up. He would hit their number a couple times. If the player tipped him, he would keep hitting his number. And if the player didn't tip him, he wouldn't hit his number anymore. So that's technically like a crooked dealer. I know there are a few other crooked dealers stories that I have. One in particular was one of the floormen that I used to work with actually had the policeman come in and handcuff him while he was on the craps table. That was interesting. Let's see. Yes, I had a cheater who got caught. Cork tripod. One of my other live streams, I told this story, I think, but basically it was, I had one of the MIT guys on my table, and they spotted him with this facial recognition software, and he got up and left and was arrested and taken away. So that's another story. I seriously have so many. Everyone's saying bye. Why is everyone leaving? Are you guys leaving? Oh, I think everyone's leaving. Oh, Vadix is leaving. That's what's going on. Bye, Vadix. See you later. Okay, we're going to continue this, and then I'm going to get going too, because I think we are at the 45-minute mark. So this guy has $5. He has a king, an 8, and a 4. The king is obviously lower than the ace. So because I qualify, we're playing against each other's hands. The ace is bigger than the king, so I win the play and the ante, and he doesn't have a pair plus, so I win on that as well. Okay, cool. We'll do one more hand for 3-card poker, And then after that, I'm going to get going. So if you have any more questions or if you want to talk about anything, now's the time to do it. We got one more hand left. And I think I talked with you guys about everything on here. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you'll always be notified of the latest videos and live streams. I always forget to say that. Okay. And yeah, like I said, my next live stream is on the 21st, and we will be at VidCon, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, last hand, ask me your questions. If you want to talk with me about anything, now's the time. Like I said, got a ton of stories. If you want more stories, you can always go to my website, and I have all of my stories on my website, and that's in the entertainment section. Let's see. Yeah, I would totally have another guest on here. I wanted to have Chris from Faces and Aces on here. It just didn't work out. I might have Mike Shackelford on here one day. I'm going to try to get him on here one day. But yeah, I would totally have another guest on for a live stream. That was fun. Okay, so we have a $5 bet. They have a queen, an 8, and a 3, so they have a qualifying hand. So we are going to stay with this qualifying hand. We're going to put the qualifying hand in the box, and since they're playing a $5 ante, we're going to put $5 on the play, and that means that we're playing the hand. On to the $25 bet. So the guy's playing $25 each one. He has, a 9, a 7, and a 5. That is so total garbage. That is awful. So we're just going to throw this away. This is a surrender. He folds his cards in. The dealer takes the money, puts the cards in the discard rack, and we are continuing. This is the $100 bet, and he has, not good, a 10, a 7, and a 3. Well, we already folded this hand, so why don't we stay on here and just hope that I don't qualify. This guy is playing risky, but I think he likes playing risky. So normally we would not play we would not play anything that's a queen or less, but this guy is hoping that I don't qualify, and then if I don't qualify, he pushes. So that's what he's hoping for. Okay, so we got 2 players on the board. Oh, I got a queen, a jack, and an 8. Luckily not a flush, but I do qualify with the queen high, and that is not good for this guy. So my queen beats his 10, so he loses the play in the ante, and he doesn't have a pair or anything higher, so he loses on the pair plus. So that guy lost $300 on that hand. Not a good decision. He was playing risky. Very last one. We got a queen, an 8, and a 3. So my queen jack beats this guy's queen 8. So unfortunately, we have to leave the day on a bad note of me taking everyone's money. Not a good way to end the live stream. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Hopefully we can answer some questions before I get going. Richard Turner. Remind me who Richard Turner is, Cork. Okay, so Tom says, in your very old blackjack video, you mentioned the audition process for being a dealer. Did you really audition in front of actual customers? Yes, you actually audition in front of actual customers. So if you audition at the Bellagio, they're going to take you in the middle of the Bellagio pit and then pluck you down in the middle of the table. And depending on the casino or what you're applying for, sometimes that table, it's like they put you on $1,000 table. Or they'll put you on a $5,000 table, and you're like, holy shit, there's actual action playing, and you're going to audition me on this game. But like I said, that would be for Bellagio. If you did something like the Gold Coast, Golden Nugget, they probably just put you on a $5 minimum game. But still, you are on an actual live game with actual live players. And then the actual dealer who should be on that table while you're auditioning, they'll either be to your side, one of your sides, and they'll be watching you, and they'll be making sure you're not messing up or making any mistakes or anything like that. So it's like you're being ghosted, basically. So Cellar Door asks, is it allowed to show my cards to other players? Same question for Pai Gow Poker and Ultimate Texas Hold'em. No, technically, you're not allowed to show your cards to other players on this game, on Let It Ride, on Pai Gow Poker, on Ultimate Texas Hold'em. And the reason why is because if you have a full table and everyone has cards and you're only playing with a single deck, that means that a card counter could get a good grasp of what's on the table and what's in the deck and what the dealer could possibly have. So that's why the casinos don't want the players to show their cards to other people. They don't want this to happen. But it is only for a few select games, and like I said, usually it's for a single deck only. Cool. Okay, I think that's it. We are done for this week. That's the live stream for this week. I really appreciate you guys showing up and talking with me and asking questions and that kind of thing. I think that's really cool that we were able to get a new game in here and do something different. Definitely come and check me out on the 21st, June 21st. I will be at VidCon. I will be doing a live stream at VidCon, and we'll be walking around and I'll be showing you around, and maybe you'll see some other YouTube person that you like or something while you're there. But definitely check me out in 2 weeks. So if you have any more questions, put them in the comments. As you know, I'm always here to help you guys. I love you guys. I think you guys are so awesome. I really appreciate you watching my videos and supporting me and everything. If you have any questions, email me, heather@vegas-aces.com. We got one more question real quick. Is English the only language allowed at the tables? As a player, I talk with others in other language, and the dealer was mad at us. Now, this is a very good question. And this question, it actually depends on the casino, and it depends on the table. Now, I've actually worked at some casinos where they don't mind if you speak other languages. For example, if you go into the Baccarat pit, where it's all mini Baccarat or midi Baccarat games, you will hear a lot of Asian languages being spoken in those pits. But the pit bosses typically don't mind it, because when they put dealers on the pit, the dealers speak the same language as the players, and sometimes same thing with the floormen. Now, there are other casinos where they don't want you to speak the language, and typically that's when the dealer doesn't speak the language or the floorman doesn't speak the language. That's when the casino will ask you not to speak a different language while on the table. But it is something that happens, and it's common enough that if you speak another language on the table, you'll probably be asked not to do that. And the reason why they do that is for game security. They don't want person on spot A to be colluding with person on spot, I totally said that wrong. They don't want person on first base to be colluding with person on third base, or vice versa. Or if someone sees the cards, they don't want them to tell them, oh, the dealer has these cards or whatever in a different language. And that's why they ask you not to speak another language while you're on the table. Obviously, if the dealer speaks it or if the floorman speaks it, then they don't care because they know what you're saying and it's not a big deal. But it just depends. Okay, so that's it. Next live stream, Thursday, the 21st, VidCon. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section below. You guys have been awesome. I really appreciate you showing up, and I hope to see you again next time. Talk to you later. Have a good day. Bye.